5 o'clock on a Friday. Always appreciate your time. Hopefully you have a wonderful weekend planned throughout the Treasure Valley. And if you're not in the Valley, hopefully wherever you are, you got a killer weekend coming your way. We're Prater on the Ballgame Taco Bell hotline ready for you at 208-424-9300. I'd like to welcome our video audience to the program. Thank you to Dollar Loan Center, Prater, and the two Boise State football goats, if you will, the two most celebrated former Boise State football players, obviously Kellen Moore and now Ashton Jeanty. So tell me, Mr. Newspaper Man, if there was a story possibility here of Ashton Jeanty winning, let's say, Offensive Rookie of the Year in his first year, or Kellen Moore winning NFL, say, Coach of the Year in his rookie year as a head coach, what's getting the newsroom more jumpy in that situation, bro?
Oh, man. Well, the easy answer is Ashton Jeanty is going to have the better, more successful year just based on who he is, where he's going, what's about to happen. I do have and I just thought of this, so I hate to put you on the spot, or I could jump into Wikipedia and Google real fast if I needed to, but I'm assuming it's very, very, very rare, and maybe has never happened as an NFL rookie coach ever won Coach of the Year in the NFL.
Maybe. Okay, I want to say Bruce Arians as the interim when Chuck Pagano was diagnosed with cancer. BA got the job during the season, though. So a little different. He was an interim.
Kind of the same.
Well, as far as a guy like actually getting hired in the offseason, going through a whole season as a rookie head coach, winning Coach of the Year. I mean, George Seifert, I remember, went like 14-2 his rookie coaching year with the Niners. He took over the Bill Walsh dynasty. I don't know if he won Coach of the Year his rookie year. I'm going to say it's happened because I know it did with Bruce Arians. At least I'm pretty sure on that. But outside of that, I don't know, Prater. Kellen Moore would be in real serious territory there. And, I mean, it'll be tough. It's tougher for me for Kellen to win, what I'm saying, than it is Ashton. I think most people would agree with that.
Yeah, but now, with that said, Kellen Moore, we don't doubt Kellen Moore around here, and I think he's done a nice job of rebuilding that roster. We got some news at the bottom of the hour about Derek Carr and the quarterback situation there. I think it's good news, although it's going to throw Kellen Moore in this draft process a curveball in terms of that. Maybe it makes him better. Maybe it makes the Saints better in terms of the future of Derek Carr on this football team. Ashton Jeanty going to the Raiders, offensive line issues there. It's been 5, 6, 7 years since a rookie. Saquon Barkley was the last running back to win NFL Rookie of the Year. And obviously he had a monster rookie season, I think about 1,300 yards. Alvin Kamara, though, won it the year before. And how about this we're talking Saints, we're talking running backs, and we're talking rookies here. And this kind of blows me away. Not only did Alvin Kamara he didn't have a 1,000-yard season his rookie year. He won Rookie of the Year with 728 yards.
Jeez. Yeah.
728 yards. He's never had a 1,000-yard season. He's never had a 1,000-yard season in his entire career.
Yeah, he probably catches a lot of balls, and they give him I don't know how many receiving yards he had that rookie year. So.
826, 81 catches. Yep. Great production.
But not in every down back.
13 total touchdowns. So, Ashton Jeanty's going to get plenty of production. There's no doubt about that. I can't sit here and tell you he's going to run for 1,000 yards, although Louis Riddick thinks he's going to run for 1,800 yards. That would be fantastic, and nobody would be surprised, but nothing is given in the NFL. But he's also going to be able to catch a lot of balls. I don't know about 81. That's a lot. So there is precedent. You don't really have to run for 1,000 yards. You just have to be productive and maybe hope the competition isn't that great. 4 or 5 or 6 of the other NFL running backs that have all won this award over the years, Eddie Lacy, Todd Gurley, Adrian Peterson, Cadillac Williams. That's going all the way back to 2005. They've all rushed for 1,000 yards. So Ashton Jeanty clearly has to run for 1,000 yards with the Las Vegas Raiders and be fairly productive with touchdowns and maybe catching some footballs. And they probably have to have a decent amount of team success, right? You can't just be on a losing, crapping team.
That's what I was saying. I mean, Kamara, when he won the Rookie of the Year, Prater, they won the division. They were 11-5. That was Drew Brees. Kamara was the piece that put them over the top. And I don't know if you remember this, but this was, these are those seasons. I believe that was the year the Saints, they lost the Minnesota Miracle in that playoff game, Case Keenum to Diggs on the last play. That was a really good Saints team. Basically what I'm saying is they were a whisker away from maybe going to a Super Bowl that year. So yeah, it's crazy in recent time though. And maybe now I'm thinking, okay, maybe if Kellen can go 11-6, 12-5, win the division, and maybe do so with, I don't know, a little less, Prater, which we might get into with the roster. Maybe Kellen's got a pretty good shot of being in the mix for NFL Coach of the Year. They like giving it, I don't know about the rookies, but they like giving it to the guy who does more with less. Like, for example, your guy, Jerry Sloan, and this is a joke, but Jerry Sloan never won NBA Coach of the Year, not once, because he was too good. And it's weird how it sounds like that, but sometimes they like the guy who can make chicken salad out of chicken poop. And if Kellen can do that in New Orleans, maybe so there, Prater.
The NFC South, I mean, it's hard to predict right here in the middle of April, but the NFC South is, I'm assuming Mr. NFL guy is wide open, right?
Yep.
None of those teams are great.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, like right now, I mean, look at the coaches in this division. Dave Canales is a nobody in Carolina.
Who?
Yeah, Radio Raheem Morris is trying to get this thing going in Atlanta. Tampa Bay hired Liam Cohen, who's the former OC at Kentucky, and then Jacksonville hired Liam Cohen. Tampa Bay, I always do it. Tampa Bay has the only a veteran coach in this division, Todd Bowles, who, I mean, hasn't had the success that Bruce Arians, he doesn't have Tom Brady anymore, but had before him. Yeah, hell yeah. That division's wide open. Not one team in that division should scare Kellen Moore like, well, we know we're never going to win the division because of these guys. And that's what happened to every AFC East team or coach who got a gig in the Belichick-Brady era. And what's going on in Kansas City right now? I think they've won 7 consecutive divisions. That doesn't exist in the NFC South.
Ballgame, the coolest part of this, and there is no answers, we're just having a little bit of fun with the two GOATs, but you opened up the show at 3 o'clock, and you touched on it a little bit here, but it's just how cool is this story that's going to keep on giving for the next 9-10 months. These two Boise State football GOATs on this cool journey about being, I mean, this is the first time, and you said it wonderfully at 3 o'clock, I'll butcher it, but in terms of this is what Kellen Moore has dreamed of since he was, 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old in Prosser, Washington. And Ashton Jeanty, somewhere around junior high, decided he wanted to be a football player, and he wanted to run and be a running back in the National Football League. And they are the two GOATs going, and neither one of them had any business in playing football at Boise State, but through crazy journeys.
So true.
They both ended up at Boise State. They both ended up as GOATs. You can't sit here and say one GOAT over the other. I think that's 50-50 GOAT comparison here. And now they're in this rookie NFL journey in terms of what they've always wanted to do their entire life. And we get the luxury of sitting back and watching it and comparing it and being inspired by it, Ballgame.
Think about this. Think about during the football season. Like, we always did segments, usually on Monday after an NFL weekend, of, how the Boise State or Idaho or players with Idaho ties, Taysom Hill, did in that previous NFL weekend. I mean, Prater, all of a sudden, that's one of our great segments. And we have a lot on this show during football season because we can spend, obviously, how did Ashton do the day before? How did Kellen do the day before? I mean, these are juicy, meaty, cheesy, greasy, Taco Bell I love you stories, Prater, that we're going to be having in our back pocket all season long. And they're so similar. I like the angle you put. Ashton Jeanty showed up and they were like, okay, here's a guy that wasn't recruited very. Where was his other offer? Like Western Kentucky or North Texas or some weird thing, UTEP. I don't know.
Which is more than what Kellen Moore got.
Right. And Kellen Moore had, as far as I know, he had Idaho, Eastern Washington, and Boise State. As far as I know, that's who wanted him. And neither came with any fanfare. And they end up being, players that we mention every day on this show and that Boise State fans still have in their conscience. And this same year, they both start the journey they've been waiting for their whole life, essentially on the same damn day, week 1 of the 2025 NFL season. And Boise fans, Man, do you think anybody out there is more excited to see Kellen do his thing as a coach than Jeanty as a player, though?
I am. And I was just going to kind of go there. And I'm rooting. I mean, there's no winners or losers. Well, there's winners, but there's no losers in this argument. Again, we're just having a little bit of fun. Here's my theory, though. I'm rooting for Kellen Moore to win Coach of the Year over Ashton Jeanty over Rookie of the Year. Ashton Jeanty, knock on wood, injuries. Outside of that, Ashton Jeanty is going to be just fine in the NFL and run for 8 to 10 to 12 years and walk away with 50, 60, $100 million and be just fine in life. And I think he's going to be perfect. Kellen Moore is going to be just fine in life. Nobody has to worry about Kellen Moore in life. But I think Kellen Moore, if he doesn't, I don't care what his background is. I don't care what he does at Boise State. If he doesn't win in 3 years, he's fired. And I'm not sure he's marketable. I think he was barely marketable this time. It took the right fit. Kellen Moore is not for everybody. Mm-hmm. And if he doesn't win right away, and if he doesn't win within 3 years, he's gone. And he may never get another NFL head coaching chance. If he could create magic this very first year and get that momentum going and tell people right off the bat, I can do this. Not tell people, but show people that he can do this. I think that's a hell of a lot more powerful statement for Kellen Moore and his future in this league than it would be for Ashton Jeanty. So I would love for nothing else for Kellen Moore to get off to this rock-solid, crazy start.
Do you guys agree with Prater on that? Like, if you had to choose, Ashton Jeanty is going to win NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, Kellen Moore is going to win NFL Coach of the Year, what would be better for the two to, I don't know, extend their career, become a legacy, a legend, whatnot? I mean, Prater says it's better for Kellen to win Coach of the Year. I think you mean that'll buy you a little, he'll buy him more time.
Yes.
A little bit.
Or give him the momentum to go off and continue to succeed in the NFL.
Ashton Jeanty, like you said, he doesn't have to win Rookie of the Year to be off to a wonderful start in his career.
I think he's going to be just fine. Again, I'll take the injuries out, and Ashton Jeanty, if he runs for 500 yards this year for whatever fluky, freaky reason, I'm going to go into season 2 thinking he's just going to be fine. If Kellen Moore wins 5 games this football season, I'm going to go, uh-oh.
You're going to say, you got to win 10 year 2.
Yeah, your seat's warm in year 2, and then in year 3, your seat's hot. And all of a sudden, the pressure's on. That's why I'm not a big fan of the Derek Carr. We're gonna break here in a minute and get you some Derek Carr news, because I think that's pretty significant to what's going on and what's been reported. Here's the sad part of this story, Ballgame. And I just looked this up. I know the official NFL dates and the schedule's not out for another month, but the opponents are certainly out.
Yeah.
The Raiders and the Saints don't play.
Dang it. Oh, I thought you were about to tell me the Raiders and the Saints did play. And that means Prater and the Ballgame are going to do the show live from the Superdome or Allegiant Stadium on that
would
week.
Have been so spectacular.
The greatest NFL matchup. What is the greatest NFL matchup a Boise State fan has ever had? That would have been it. Kellen on one sideline, Jeanty on another.
Wow.
There hasn't been anything that's even compared to, Austin Pettis and Titus Young played. Like, no. Hey, we're going to get to your calls. Stay on the line. Taco Bell hotline. Get in on this conversation. It's Prater on the Ballgame, KTIK The Ticket.
From the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Studio, this is Ticket Traffic.
Not doing bad at all for the Friday drive. Matter of fact, right now, Boise through Meridian towards Nampa.